my god. We're almost done with this season. Thank God.
How dare you?
I wish it lasted forever.
The roast is starting early today. Anyway. Hola, hola, hola. Y bienvenidos a The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy, say something gay. Gay podcasting 6 días a la semana in Tucson because I am a working girl. And I will tell you about it every week. Every week until I am eliminated from this podcast, which will never happen because I am podcasting 6 días a la semana in Tucson. And I have my cup mug on hand as always for LanaGCreations.etsy.com. That link is in the description below. And that beautiful QR code right up next to Micha's face throughout this entire podcast. So make sure to go check that out. And I thank you.
Hola, hola, ¿qué tal? Estoy podcastando desde París. Soy Micha, a Parisian correspondent, and I'm drinking some tepid Earl Grey tea, but it's going to be still more tepid because the roast was very hot. So yeah, I think it's a great contrast, and I love it.
And I'm RuPert, and I have no entrance line, and I'm the 12th mentally deficient queen on this cast. And I'm drinking some squash, and I'm part of the Coca-Cola regime. Not Coke Zero. I wouldn't stoop that low. So I've got Coke.
Ew.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Let's get this roaster cooking.
It is time.
Regime.
Speaking of regime, speaking of getting roasts cooking, we are here. It is episode 8 of Drag Race España. What a phenomenal episode of television. A phenomenal episode of television that we've got here to talk about today. I'm very excited to dive into it. But first, before we do, make sure to subscribe if you have not already, because we're here almost all the time giving you almost all things drag. We are nearing the end of many drag competition reality shows. So make sure to check out all of the coverage we're doing here on the channel. We've also got the premiere of Canada's Drag Race Season 6 this week as well. So make sure to tune in for that. Check out everything we've got going on this channel and across all of the Cup Network. All of our links for those are going to be in the description below. You can follow us on our social media as well at the Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. And if you want to follow the three of us, our links are down in the description below as well. You can also check out our Patreon for some exclusive content, some early access content, and everything in between. So, we come back into the workroom. Fedon is gone. No, not Fedon.
Not before the roast. Oh.
I'm mad.
Fair.
I'm mad. I'm angry. And I'm upset. That's all. But yeah. Everyone's speculating because we know that Fedon is the last person to leave her heart to someone. So everyone's speculating, ooh, who is she going to leave her heart to? I knew.
Yeah.
I had one small doubt. I was like 80% sure and 20% was for Laka. But yeah, we'll see.
I could have seen that, but I was also like, no, someone, not Gaudia, saved her this season with a heart, not Gaudia. Therefore, I think someone, not Gaudia, is going to get her half a heart. Not Gaudia. And I wasn't surprised in the slightest when, shocker, not Gaudia, got her heart. But we'll talk about that more later. But yeah, they very quickly come back into the workroom the next day. We get a very dumb, fun mini challenge. It's how well do you know everyone else? Mini challenge. Or Dilo Zona, as they call it, which I thought was very cute, adorable, lovely. It's answer the questions about your fellow people to the best of your knowledge, but it's majority rules.
Indeed. So very much yes, season 16. And I loved it then. I love it now.
I mean, this is also a game that in the online reality gaming community, we play all the time. This is a classic challenge. This is you got to predict what other people are going to say. We make it more competitive than what they do here. Because we're competitive ass bitches. That's just what we do. That's how we operate. But I love this challenge. I think it's so fun. This one was exception. But yeah.
It's just really cute, especially at this late in the game, because it shows you more of like the dynamics of the group and where everyone thinks that they are. It really reminds me of it's like the Survivor Challenge, where it's basically the same thing with like the cutting ropes one.
Yep.
Which is just my favorite one is like the Panama one where like Courtney gets like every single negative answer. What is a poser? The answer to what is a poser is you, Courtney.
I'm genuinely gagged that RuPert of all people is making a Survivor Panama reference today, but I am here for it. Shout out to Survivor Panama. Shout out to Courtney. Actually, shout out to Courtney. Love Courtney. But yes, I thought this challenge was fun, especially because throughout the whole thing, Sathine was just like, pick my answer. I want money. Me too, girl. Honestly, me too.
Yeah, there's some really fun questions. Like the first one is like, who is most likely to forget the lip sync lyrics? And everyone picks Sathine, which is crazy. You have also, this was a bad thing for Alexandra because she got every single negative.
Yeah.
Because she is the answer to who is the most annoying, who is delusional, who will steal your stuff, who will blame it on the edit.
Who will blame? Who will?
Though
steal
she didn't
your
get
man?
worst makeup though.
Didn't
no,
she get
who will steal your man?
Your
that went to Sathine.
Oh, that did go to
no, that
Sathine.
went to Sathine.
That sounds.
Though
my
favorite bit of this is like when Supreme says who will blame it on the edit, Sathine says, "Well, Crystal was in here."
Yeah.
And then Alexandra in the confessional is like, well, Escandalo's not here, so...
Not here to it, yeah.
Plot twist! Just wait, bitches. Because they did both make an appearance in this episode.
Indeed.
And they look beautiful.
They do. Beautiful.
Yeah.
It was a very tight race, but we find out that the winner is...
No,
Daphne,
it was a very...
It was Daphne because the final question is for some reason worth 5 points.
Yeah.
Just like All Star 7 and 9 for some reason.
Yeah, and the US 16. Yeah, same. The last question.
Why?
I
hated that, but whatever.
Don't know.
To prevent a tie.
Maybe yes.
Who knows?
Whatever. They didn't want to have to give 4 people 125 euros each, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, sure. Fine. Cool. But yes, we find out that our Maxi challenge for the week is the roast. And we are doing the roast in a classic funeral style, where everyone is getting up and we are all
reading
now
out.
Yes, we are now all notaries. Signing away our wills, reading our wills. It is the notary Yas Stadia. I thought this was so cute.
This was.
I think the last and really only other time they've done something this in depth as far as like funeral roast was the roast of Lady Bunny.
They all.
And Italy 3, speaking of.
Yes.
Oh, yes, Italy 3 as well, yes. Oh, God, how could I forget that roast? It was so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they've done it. Yeah, so those are the only other times where they really have done something like this. I love that we're bringing this concept back. And this felt very Spanish to me as well. So I really appreciated getting this concept. Daphne, for winning the mini challenge, gets to assign the order and immediately says, hey, this is the order. No
I think
questions,
s-
no
some
concerns. Just there you go.
Yes, I still think something was cut out on the editing room, some of the fluff, because it's really unbelievable that for the first time in the history of roast of this entire franchise, we got no discussions
Or any
about
franchise. This
Yes,
is the
any
first
franchise.
time I distinctly remember in any drag race ever
Yes,
there not
yes.
being a single discussion. And it literally was just, okay, here's the order.
There's the door. Sorry.
There's the door, bitch. Like, really, I was like, what the fuck? Huh? Girl, what? Okay. All right then. But yeah, so we get the roast order. But yes, go ahead.
Yeah. We have Supreme announcing the roast, and Nyx is immediately shitting themselves.
Well, yes.
Immediately terrified. And then we get the roast order, which Daphne puts Laca Udia as first, Satin Greco second, Nyx third, Margarita fourth, Alexandra fifth, and Daphne going last. And it means that Nyx is shitting herself even more.
Yep.
And because this really reminded me of the roast episode when Daphne also had control in choosing roles.
The acting challenge?
And no, it was the Rusical. Because for the Rusical, she chose the roles and gave Nyx Poncia thinking she wouldn't do well, and she won the challenge. And then you have Daphne once again trying to screw over Nyx, which I was just like, what is your deal with this woman?
Exactly. What did she do to you? I mean, with Crystal, it would have made sense, but not. Yeah.
I mean, Nyx has gone through it this season.
Agreed.
Nyx has done everything you can on Drag Race. Well, Daya Betty did everything you can on Drag Race in one season, apart from win. But what is everyone's obsession with hating on Nyx?
I don't.
It's just one thing that I don't get this season, because Nyx, we love you.
We love you.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, it kind of seems that nobody else has like this big of a deal with Nyx, apart from Daphne, who for some reason wants to sabotage her at every second. And guess what? This episode, the results were even more interesting than in the Rusical.
Because unfortunately she was right.
Yeah, but she shot herself in defeat even more with the last placement. So I mean. If you're closing the show, you better do something like extraordinary. And spoiler alert, Daphne was more like Alexis Michelle going green. Like, why is she green?
Yeah. We do also get preparation for the roast on the main stage with Supreme and our extra special guest, Martita de Grana, who I was not familiar with prior to, but loved her. Loved every bit of Miss
She was great.
Here. Yeah. Loved it.
And she gave some really good advice as well. Like really helping the queens sort of like organize their ideas more and help them if they are going in that direction. Just to be like, okay, that's good, but try this or tweak that a little bit to make it work better. And I think that really did help quite a few of the queens. And it was just really good to see a guest judge know what they're doing and give solid and actually helpful advice.
Like, instead of trying to completely shift what someone was doing, take what they already had and kind of alter and shift what they had to make it more funny. And I appreciated that for sure.
Now, did all the queens listen to her? That's a completely different story.
No.
Yes, because there were at least two. But yeah, otherwise it was great. There were some queens who were like less, say, sure of themselves, and after Martita, they became more sure of themselves. So it's always good. And basically, the feedback was very like chill, cool, and constructive.
Yeah. And I found it interesting when we get into the workroom the next day to prep for the challenge and the runway. I found it very interesting that Laka immediately, like they're all talking. Daphne's not like the most confident immediately. And Laka's like, well, you can't make it through the competition without being in the bottom at some point. And I'm like, well, some girls have. So
I mean, the
it is
queen that
possible.
coasted through. No, she sailed through.
I was going to say, because even Bianca Del Rio had a singular low placement.
No, she didn't.
And I wouldn't. Yeah, she did. She had one.
Wow, which challenge?
I don't remember offhand. I can look.
She was only safe 3 times because it was Courtney that was low for the. It was Courtney that was low for the ball, and she was safe that episode. And then she was also.
Yeah, you're
and
right.
then the only other 2 times that she was
You're
safe.
right. Never mind. You're right.
Sorry. It's my Drag Race knowledge.
Yeah, I mean, it's even like for the very champions, like Carmen Farala had the low placement. Well, yeah, but most of the queens never had it. Well, Kiona technically never had a low placement either on France too.
No.
Never had a safe placement as well.
Yeah, it's just.
Shout out to Mother.
Yeah.
But that was probably more a premonition from Laka's part than anything else in this episode.
Yeah.
And also, I love
or wishful thinking.
Yeah, and also I love the discussion of Laka and Nyx. First of all, we've seen for the first time that they have become so close, and hearing Laka being like dropping her nonchalant persona to be that vulnerable about bulimia and eating disorders.
Yes,
was like very, very impressive.
Yeah, I really appreciated the two of them having this conversation. Because again, it's another really important conversation that needed to happen. And I really, really appreciated it. The part that hit me the most was when Nyx talked about like dealing with bulimia and then being with a guy and him saying, "You're really pretty in the face, but you should work out and lose some weight." Like, that's just fucked. That's just fucked. Like,
also saying that like after you've slept with that person as well.
Yeah, it's just
men suck. Point blank and the period. Men suck. I hate men. So yeah, it's just like, don't be a shitty person.
Yeah.
Just don't do it. It's not necessary. It's not needed. Yeah. Not worth it. Not necessary. Not really. No. We don't need it.
There was also just a really cute moment right at the end of this, which is like a blink and you'll miss it moment, which is Satine paints some of Alexandra's face, and then you have Margarita painting Satine's face, painting Alexandra's. So it's just a cute little, because you just have like the 3 of them just painting each other's faces, and that's just like a really, really cute thing that just made me have a little chuckle.
It's really cute.
It was fun.
I appreciate seeing the connections between this cast. I really do appreciate that.
Because you don't want a cast to be like 12 random strangers locked in a pink room.
Right.
It's kind of what it is, but it's nice to see that they aren't just treating each other like strangers and actually having genuine connections and friendships and opening up, which is such a wonderful thing to see.
That's like one of the best parts of Drag Race as a whole, because obviously, like almost in every season, we've had queens, even like from bigger countries, when they're like all across the different time zones, and still people knowing of each other beforehand and having this each other's storyline like backed from beginning. But it's so interesting to see how the new connections delve and it's like very human and just humane part of this all. Sometimes being rough, sometimes being very touchy, sometimes being very fun, sometimes being dramatic, all at once. And it's so cool.
I agree. Well, with that, I think we can go to the runway. I think it's time. I think we can do it. Yes, let's do it. I forgot to get the slides ready for this moment. So there.
Quick, panic!
Panic! I forgot to put them in. Here we go. Hey. There we go. They're here.
And
They're
Supreme
here.
looks
like Supreme.
like Supreme. This look would have been fun.
Go ahead.
Sorry, it's just this look would have been fine if you just took off all the black tulle.
Sure.
Just remove like the wad on the back, and then the weird like X across her chest, and I think this look is fine.
Mm-hmm. I also kind of don't hate this look. I'm also very, very surprised about this this very weird head coverage. But yeah, we know that neck up Supreme always has something which looks like a bioengineering accident or like a Rocky Horror homage, but not planned. I kind of like this dress. I agree with RuPert.
I'm on the more positive side with this. I think this is one of the better overall Supreme ensembles for this season. Purple, I'm always going to be partial towards purple. I like purple. Purple's great. Purple's lovely. And I like purple metallic here. I do agree with you, RuPert. I think get rid of the tulle and just make it a mini skirt. I think that would have been very, very sickening here. But yeah, otherwise, not my absolute favorite. Martita looks gorgeous. I think she looks stunning.
She looks beautiful.
Yeah, the Javis look like the Javis.
Yes, and Javi Ambrosi's heart is missing due to recent events.
Yes,
I was gonna say rare footage of the Javis together still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they're still gonna work together, so we'll see season 7 and 6 how it's gonna pan out.
I can't wait to see how this turns out. But and Unlocking looks like Unlocking.
Unlocking looks great. She took one of the leather sofas that weren't used in last week's challenge and turned it into a dress.
And honestly,
it does look one of those like leather sofas that you would find in a
Sure. I'm not too mad at it, to be honest with you. So
yeah, she does look really cute.
Overall, a lovely panel.
Mm-hmm.
They all do kind of coordinate in an interesting way.
Yeah, they've all got like some.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Because they've all got black or gray.
Yeah.
And then with Calvo wearing the lavender top, it all ties in.
Yeah.
It works. I ain't mad.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't mad. But let's talk about our roast here. Our beautiful, fabulous, stunning, incredible, lovely roast. RuPert, give me your thoughts. Overall, you can go one by one. Do what you want. Talk about the roast. What'd you think?
This roast was actually quite good. I like the fact that they actually do have an audience, because I feel like that just helps a roast and a stand-up comedy, because unlike having like only 10 people laughing at like 10 people laughing, you've got like probably next to 60 people laughing, which I think it just really helps the queens. Also, I don't think you have a shot of them, but all the eliminated queens looked stunning.
There wasn't a good full shot of all the eliminated queens. I looked through the entire roast, and they did not do any full shots of the eliminated queens, unfortunately.
They all looked stunning. Shout out to Denebula. She looked incredible.
Yes.
So we start with Laka. Laka does like a little coup with the roast, and then gives out places and jobs for her new regime. She leaves beaches for Denebola for her to get some color, which I found really funny. And it's not the only joke we'll see of that. She forgets what she gave to Nori, which was also very funny. Leaving the rest, and then she leaves everything to Alexandra because that's what she'll need to put a look together. Even though I feel like that joke would have worked better with Satine being such a maximalist. We follow up with Satine, which Satine did really, really well. To be honest, Satine could have probably won this challenge if it wasn't for, we'll get to her, Margarita. Because Margarita stole this challenge. She leaves the judges with the care of 11 mentally deficient drag queens, and which 6 of them don't exist. And then she gives Crystal a palette of some like relaxation meds because that's what she'll need to only just relax a little bit. And then and then another joke of Denebola and Ferran both need it, both being in a house with no light because they're so pale. And then Satine's end with just like her fake dying was like such a great touch, and her playing almost like this mother of the house as well was just so great. And then introducing Nyx as the secret of Victoria. And then you have Nyx. I think Nyx did okay. It's just there were 3 queens, in my opinion, who had really, really strong sets. And when you're in the final 6, unfortunately, she was in the bottom 3. Her look kind of gives Miranda Priestley a little bit, which I kind of like.
What I got, yeah.
Which I really like that take going for it. She had some fun jokes of like giving Satine a private island so she doesn't annoy anyone. She gave Supreme Ferran's highest shoes of 2 centimeters so she wouldn't have to stop wearing slippers while judging. Shout out to another host who changes into sweatpants. And then saying that she's going to cut off her balls and give them to Crystal as another pair of crazy flashy earrings was a bit weird. But overall, Nyx didn't too badly. Unfortunately, what Daphne did try to set up did come through because she was in between the 2 best queens of the roast. And then Margarita ate this roast. I basically have written in my notes all of her jokes because every single one of them hits. She did like the little crying bit that she did at the start, and just like and then like doing like the actress bit saying I'm a good actress, which is something Nori can't say. Giving 2 books to Crystal of how to do well in a competition and coping with my own anger. Giving her Twitter to La Escandalo, she'll finally have someone to compliment her. Supreme being a great actress when she cried when Crystal went home, and then saying the guest judge has 1.5 million followers and none of the eliminated queens know who she is.
Yes.
And then we follow up with Alexandra, who had some really good jokes at the start. It's just then it just got very strong. And unfortunately, while she had funny jokes, it was just her delivery, and they were quite harsh. I know she had a harsh joke at Nyx and Daphne as well. And then Daphne tried to do something unique, being like from the future, but it didn't work. So in my opinion, Margarita is 1, Satine is 2, Luck is 3rd, Nyx is 4th, Alexandra is 5th, and unfortunately Daphne is 6th place in this roast for me. And that's my time.
Her.
That sounds interesting. No, I mean, I mostly agree with RuPert. I think this roast was actually not bad, which is probably even better than quite good in my metric. I really enjoyed it. The thing is, we predicted basically the top and the bottom three, and there was almost no surprise. Nyx was kind of the wild card, but unfortunately, the pressure and Daphne got the best of her. But still, I agree with RuPert. It wasn't like a full-on floppage. It was a pretty interesting roast. One by one, I would actually probably, in my personal ranking, I would swap Laka for being my second favorite. And like, even more honestly, Laka's style of humor in this roast was probably the most mine, so to speak. So, of course, I get why Margarita won hands down, because she had like so many jokes. But like just like Laka's demeanor and the way how she opened the roast and perfectly set it up, and finally made her character work for her even better than on Snatch Game. Because she did like Franco as a man, but here she was something else. She was kind of an additional construction to this whole caudillo pantheon in her head, a caudillo like mythology, and this was so cool and so refreshing to see. And plus the way how she was punchy and funny, and all the best quotations that RuPert has already cited, it was just so good. Loved it for her. Loved Mother was really mothering. I think Satine finished the best with her like fake downfall, and also giving like a one of this the same sign that RuPaul gave to Utica famously to all the queens before allegedly fake dying. That was so good. Yeah, Nyx had some stuff. It wasn't just like well fleshed out, and I agree with the judges. I agree with Javier that the character probably she would have, if she dropped it altogether, it would have been better for her, because she could say almost the very same jokes, but like better in her own demeanor, just being Nyx as she is, and comically coming off as this like supreme supermodel who thinks that she's better than her, is just better than this whole shtick that she created. It kind of distracted her. Margarita ate everybody, left no crumbs. Those boobs were meant for killing, and they did. She went on full like this elephantitis has become a contagious disease for this roast, and good for her, especially when she roasted Supreme. I thought when she went in for her, that's when I thought she was going to win the whole thing. And she was also the only one from what was shown to us in this edited version, who roasted the guest judge. So kudos to her for that as well. With the final two, unfortunately, Daphne was the final and the worst. She was literally Alexis Michelle, the Green Mile there. It was kind of unsalvageable. And I know it's interesting that she basically... there was a beautiful poetic rhyme thread from Laka, who was a ghost from the past, to Daphne imagining she's like 30 years ahead to 20 years ahead in the future. But unlike Laka, Daphne had basically no good jokes. And she was hands down I think the worst in the challenge, because Alexandra before her, at least she started strong. But the worst part is when you have like 2 or 3 jokes and then you go completely off rail. She was like a train which was going in the right direction, then she got completely derailed. It reminded me, especially in what you, RuPert, and the judges described, it reminded me very much of Canada's 2 Kamoramo roast, when she had like a couple of good jokes in the beginning, and then she got so earnest, serious, and like almost aggressively irritated that it kind of put off herself and like kind of threw the entire vibe. And that was kind of this unique problem with Alexandra's roast. But Daphne, why did you do it to yourself? I mean, no, I applaud her confidence, but going last with this material and not listening to any like feedback and the critique, because it's even funny, because in the confessionals before the day of the elimination, she said that she did listen to Supreme and Martita. Sorry, mispronounced Martita. I was right. But apparently she didn't. That's what it was. It was overall a pretty good roast, and loved seeing the eliminated queen's reactions, especially Crystal, because there were most jokes directed to her, and her facial expressions were giving. Two mothers were like co-mothering together.
Yeah, I thought overall no one flopped this except for Daphne. I thought no one did, absolutely horrible in this except for Daphne. And I thought really no one at the end of the day did horribly, terribly horrible except for Daphne. So Daphne was bad. Girl, why'd you put yourself last? Why did you put yourself last? Have you watched the show, Tamar?
The only thing I found funny about Daphne's set was when she was like at the very start when she said about Alexandra. Well, at least we can't. At least it'll be. At least she had an easy start.
At least it'll be better than this or something. Yeah, something to that effect. Like she started really nicely, and then the wheels kind of fell off the.
It was like here. It was like here, and then just went.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought overall my two biggest standouts were obviously Margarita. Obviously, hello. Every single thing that came out of her mouth was stunning, beautiful, and perfect in every possible way. And Laka for me as well. I would have had Laka as my second here as well. My favorite joke of the night actually came from Laka. When she was like, the Legion's goat goes to Daphne, still needs milk because she's growing every single day, or she still needs milking every single day, and I was like, girl.
That was genius. And also the very next joke about Eaglet going to Nori, because I forgot what the Eaglet was for, and same goes for Nori.
Poor Nori.
Also starting the roast by we have a judges panel of like I think it was 3 men and 1 cis woman, and thank you Harvey Ambrosi.
Yeah,
that part I'm like, girl, save it, come on now. My other favorite joke, I will say just as a standout, was Satine going, I'll leave the house to my 2 daughters, Denibala and Ferran, but lock it up and close the windows so not a sliver of light gets in. And I was like, that's really good. Satine was definitely my third. It was a clear top 3 between those 3.
Mm-hmm.
It felt very akin to Snatch Game. Y'all have kind of talked about it, but those 3 really just absolutely knocked it out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
And I would really say, by virtue of the fact that it is top 6, I agree with what you were both saying. Nyx for me was a very strong 4th here. Very strong 4th. I thought a lot of what Nyx did was very strong. I was very thrilled with a lot of what Nyx did in this roast. I was very, very thrilled with Nyx. My favorite part actually was was when she was when she went to Anna, and she was like, a couple of drag names you can try, Ova, Gina, and like went for the drag names or something. I was like, it didn't fully land, but she was able to recover really well, and I appreciated that about her.
Mm-hmm.
Not everything landed, but her recovery was really, really strong, and that's what I appreciated the most about Nyx's performance. And I appreciated a lot of that about Alexandra as well. I thought Alexandra did a great job here as well. Nothing to be upset about, nothing to be disappointed in whatsoever with Alexandra's performance here. It just was not as strong as 4 other people here. I thought her look was sickening. I thought she did a decent job. A quite decent job. She was like, Margarita, you're so ugly that when you go to buy a Halloween mask, all they sell you is the elastic band. I'm like, that's funny. That's funny, Alexandra. I was so happy to hear, like, there were at least jokes, and I was happy to see that. Her delivery kind of fell off by the end of the performance, but I was at least happy to see that there were jokes and that, she did a good job. and Daphne was there. And that's all I have to say on the matter.
Agreed.
Period. So,
this roast was cooking.
Yeah, it was cooking.
This roast did cook.
It did
cook.
did.
It did cook,
and then
much
it got
as, sorry.
And then it was stuffed in the freezer at the end, but it cooked.
Oh, it got overcooked by the end. Quite like Daphne's face. Anyway, let's move.
But you know what? Yeah. Speaking of looks, yeah.
Let's talk about our looks. Category is Vestidas para Morir.
Dressed to die.
Death becomes her looks to die for. Love it. Love it. I'm so happy we are doing this runway category again.
I want this.
Oh yes.
Sorry, I want this runway category to be a staple, or to be like, or to show it like once every 2 seasons, like an on again, off again runway category.
It would be great.
It's just such a great idea for a theme. Sorry.
You're good. Obviously, we will talk about the looks in full over our look over here, so make sure to check that out. But we are going to talk about them very briefly right now. So, first up, Lacodia.
D. I love this look.
Oh, that is T. I thought that was a bag for a second. I was like, bitch, what? No.
That's a T. This is the bag. And that's Chai Tea Grande.
Whatever.
I love this look. Doing the Matador who got killed in the bullfight. I guess also the fact that she got impaled by the bull was such a great detail. The fact that you have the bullhorn, which actually looks like a bullhorn, and there's like a little drop of blood on it. The only thing that I wish, like, you couldn't tell because of the jacket, but I would have loved to see like an entry point through on her back where she got impaled by, because when she turns around, it's just a stunning Matador look. Her Laka's shape in this is incredible. The wig is stunning. Great look from Laka. T.
This is like an almost Chai Tea Grande for me. I adore this look. Maybe one of my favorite Laka's looks the whole season. I love the reveal. Yeah, I agree with RuPert. I just wish that the impale, the stick would have gone out of her back as fiercely as, say, Trinity the Tuck when she was impaled on All Star 7 by choice. But otherwise, it's so good. It's such a great commentary. I love the pink boots, which kind of go with nothing, but they still go with everything. And it's, one of the best Laka's looks. Absolute piping freaking hot tea for me. As the judges said, she really had it all. She really had it toro. 10 years la toro instead of todo.
It's tea for me. I like the look. It's definitely not my favorite look of the night by any means. It's clean, it's simple, it's well done. I think some detailing work could have been done to improve the look overall, but it's a very good look overall from Laka. Madre Greco.
Stunning. I love the fact that she paid homage to her friend that she knew, and she told the story on the runway of how she died on the stage. I love the fact this also like does give the one of the like original creation sources of Phantom of the Opera, where at the night at the opera a chandelier fell on a woman and killed her. My one singular problem with this look is the fact that on Italia, we keep bringing this episode up, but the Italia 3 roast is Melissa Bianchini did a version of this look and unfortunately did it a lot better. If you didn't know that Melissa did a look inspired by that, it is stunning. It is incredible. I am going to give it a T. Great job, Satine.
Yes, this was absolutely my thought process as well. Seeing this, I love it. I give it a very hot tea as well. I love the accessory, especially all her earrings and all the like extra stuff she has apart from her fascinating fascinator, which crumble through her head. I love the strategic replacement of blood. Sorry. So yeah, it's a very good look. Yeah, but just we've seen it done on other franchises. But if you haven't seen it, probably would love it even more. Yeah.
I think it's tea for me. It did remind me of what Melissa did. I think they're separate enough looks that like I would put them in similar categories. I think just a markedly different look, for me at least. This is still tea. I think again detailing for me could have been a little bit cleaner. But overall, I do really enjoy the look from Mother de Gecko. I love. Next up is Nyx.
This is a really cute look from Nyx. She did like a 60s woman out gardening, and then like hanging like flower pot fell on her head and killed her. This is really cute. I love the 60s baby doll dress with this like cute little raincoat over it. The boots are stunning. The boots are absolutely beautiful. This wig looks great on her. It does, and it's a solid look for the theme. D.
Yeah, this is plain, concise, very cheerful, and very interesting for Nyx as well, this bell silhouette. So yeah, I'm giving this a hot tea. And I'm thinking this is kind of the first time I was looking at this, and it reminded me of Dakota Schiffer, and I see that she can be her sister somewhere in those 60s minefields, and it's kind of interesting. Love the storyline.
Dakota.
It does give Dakota, yeah. Maybe of the like the murderers, like the how did you die is not exactly the most obvious answer, but still you do get it just like by squinting it more closely. And so yeah, still pretty hot tea for me.
I love this. I think this is one of my favorite Nyx looks of the season. It definitely, Nyx and Dakota are living in definitely the same drag universe for me, and I love it. It's definitely hot tea for me. Every single part of this is so sickening, and I just I love. It's so good. It's so good. Margarita.
Stunning. I love the idea of this woman who's like hosting a house party or something, and then she opens the oven and it explodes on her face. The fact that she's got one of her nipples on her forehead is so stupid and crazy. The burn detailing of this dress, the fact that her nipple or where her breasts were are smoking. My one problem with this look is the hair, because this hair reads Ursula to me. It doesn't, because I feel like the shape is good. I just feel like it needed to be blacker, and it needed to have like parts that was singed or burned. That's it's just the wig, but I'm giving this a T. One of my favorite Margarita looks, and she sold it really well. The fact that she's also got she's got two shoes on, but like the shoes like fallen off her foot as well is really cute. So great job.
Well, after a long night of cooking, the furnace didn't like the temperature.
And had exploded and set me on fire. But I didn't die. I had crystallized, and I'm a glam zone bitch ready for the runway.
Y'all are nasty for that.
I mean, for the first time, wait for it for a second. For the first time ever this season, I'm giving Margarita Chaite Grande for her look, because I adore this. I actually think this week I see where you're coming from with Ursula RuPert, but it kind of reminds me of at least a dozen of Helena Bonham Carter roles all into one, because she usually does have this crazy hair, and so it went from like Beetlejuice to Swedish to her other ventures. It's all the same. So I'm not mad at this. I think it goes pretty well with, like, you know, all this explosion storyline. I'm surprised Helena Bonham Carter did not indeed play the ghost of the exploded housewife, because that would be so on brand for her. So yeah, love the nipple, love the color on Margarita. In this scenario, the hairline is doing her justice, because of course, if it exploded, she would have been like half sculpt. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. The hair would kind of try to run away from the furnace. Love it. So yeah, it's Chete Grande for me. It's very hot.
I love this. This was my favorite look of the night by far, without a question. I love Margarita here. It's piping hot tea. I absolutely adore this look. It's so stupid. It's so well done. I just fucking love Margarita so much. This is... Fuck you, bitch. This is so good. I love it. I love it. I love it so much.
My favorite Margarita look is still her Harvey's Runway, but this is a very close second.
That's fair. That's fair. Alexandra del Raval.
She looks stunning. Of course, for me, I will always have the critique of Skinny Queen wearing a look only a few skinny queens could wear. But I do like the idea of doing a showgirl look. The pink feather back piece is stunning. The bikini is bejeweled and sparkled very well, and the wig is beautiful. My problem with this look is that it doesn't scream the category. I will say, like, I think if she did changed one thing, and that was if she cut off 2 inches of the heel and then, like, glued it to her face like this. Because the heel isn't embedded into her head. If you look, it is the full heel that's matched with the sole, and it's just, like, tacked onto the wig. If it was, like, if it looked that it had been impaled more into her head, and then I feel like just a little bit more gold than the little bit running down her cheek, this look would have worked a lot better. But I am going to give this a T. I do really like this. It's just that's the one little detail that I would change.
Mm-hmm. I think it's just the problem of the entire of the runway, which was so cool and interesting. I just think that Alexandra did a great job. It just she didn't go fully to the concept. Probably that was kind of the problem for me. I see how she died from the look, but it just compared to everybody else, it seems like a bit on a safer side. There was, speaking of interesting cutting of the fluff this episode, I think there was this discussion that she started somewhere about now I'm proud to be like showing off my body because I love my body now, because I think there was some pieces of missing, because she mentioned it in the Untucked, she mentioned it before the runway, it was like during her voiceover on the runway. And so I just think that we were left out with some piece of the puzzle, why it was so important for her to show her body, because we kind of got it, but not necessarily directly. So I'm not mad at this in this particular scenario, because it seems like she was kind of doing this for herself for some reason, but we didn't get the full story. Otherwise, yeah, it's stunning look for all this like detail font teasers of it all. It's good. It's just compared to everybody else, it just doesn't scream the fully like executed original concept. But I still love it and still give it a T, hands down.
Yeah, I went to go look on her Instagram real quick to see if there were any parts that were missing between what she posted and what she's wearing here. I don't see any necessarily. But what I will say is overall, this is a hot tea for me. This is one of my favorite things Alexandra has worn on the runway. And I love that we got a moment where she was proud of her body. That was my favorite part of this. Alexandra's been one of my absolute favorites all season. And to hear her feel confident in herself, that like I loved hearing that. Especially someone who is such a consummate professional, who works so much, as she told us constantly. constantly throughout this season. I loved her kind of reclaiming that and getting to take that moment to reclaim that love of herself again. It was really, really powerful for me. And this look is absolutely sickening. Hot tea for me. I love it. I love it. And last up, Daphne Mugler.
I like this look. Though, in my opinion, this category you can go really, really broad. And for this runway, you can do a lot of really out-the-box things. For Daphne, she did stay very in her box, which is good. She did show off her gorgeous on point, and she did walk the runway completely on point. And I do like the idea of doing a almost like pollution and climate message, like her like taking the plastic bag out of her mouth, and then at the end of the runway, like smearing oil all over her body. I do like this. It's not personally what I would have done for the theme, but it is cute. I am going to give this a T.
It's still a T for me. It just thinks if Alexandra's like concept was kind of half baked, this is the storytelling which was kind of 3/4 there, I think, because the look is starting on her. She's the ballerina, so she basically goes back to her roots. The whole white swan, black swan is like the most ballet storyline you could ever imagine. For me, like the slight issue was that it wasn't like it didn't go fully to the end in a sense of, oh my god, I'm really like I have died because of oil pollution. But I think it did read like this, but it still looked more as a hint of this death than the actual death. And during the critiques, it was interesting that Anna was like, yeah, I totally got the story, and you were like dying in the soil. I'm just like, well, yeah, you kind of get this, but it also feels like maybe she presented more than was shown to us, because even with the plastic and oil storyline, it's still like, that doesn't read like 100% on theme, but still it's different.
I definitely, it's a soft T for me. I think it's a gorgeous look, and I think she presented it very well. It's starting to be a little samey for me with Daphne. I'm gonna take nothing away from the actual garment. The garment is beautiful. The wig is stunning. The makeup is incredible. The presentation of it was lovely. We're getting a lot of a similar concept from Daphne, and I'm not mad at that necessarily, but of everybody left in the competition, she has had one of the least versatile runway packages that we've seen. And that's wild coming from someone who's had some of my favorite looks this season. Some of the highest concept, some of the coolest looks this season. But this is about what, the third, fourth, or fifth ballerina inspired, we've seen this concept done a few times in a couple of different iterations. I have to call it when I see it. Unfortunately, that's where I'm seeing it. It's still beautifully executed. It's absolutely gorgeous, but this is a concept we've seen done by her many times. I called it when we saw Alexandra on it many times in the middle of the season. I'm seeing it here too, unfortunately, but it is still soft tea because I think this is very, very well done. So. We get our judging, and then we get the question. Who should go home tonight, and why? No, not that question. How could you? It's not like it's episode 8 and there's 6 people left and they need help figuring out who's going to be in the bottom 3, even though they shouldn't need help at all figuring out who's in the bottom 3, because there's a very clear bottom 3 in this episode.
There's very clear bottom 2, and there's one queen who's there, unfortunately, by circumstance.
What? But the overwhelming vote was for Alexandra. Claudia, Satine, Nyx, and Daphne all say Alexandra. Margarita says Nyx, and Alexandra says Daphne. Well,
you know what we have to do? Eliminate Susie Toot.
We have to eliminate Susie Toot. That is what we have to do. I think I think on this occasion, everyone, I think we need to eliminate Susie too.
Yeah.
I think so.
And Alexandra took it like a champ, actually. That was so cool because she said on the runway, she was like slightly shady, but also clearly not like hurt or shaken in the workroom. But I was mostly gagged by Daphne's reaction when they went back to the workroom because like, yeah, you said my name. What is all about? It's like, girl, like, first of all, it was.
What I was more gagged about is that Nyx is like crying at this point because she said Alexandra and they've become very close friends, apparently. Thanks, production. But apparently they've become really close. Thanks, editors, production, everyone involved. But apparently they've become really close friends during this competition. And so Nyx was like very distraught having to say Alexandra's name. And she was like, no, girl, don't worry about it. You don't have to. And then in confessional, Alexandra's like, well, how dare you say my name? Because I said Daphne's name to protect myself from the fact that you did the second worst in this competition so far. So blah, 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 blah. And then to her face is then saying, well, Daphne, you're my biggest competition, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, so which is it, Alexandra? Which one is it, Miss Raval?
Make up your mind.
Change your opinion. Change it around. That's how I felt. I'm like, girl, which is it? Is it she's your biggest competition? Or is it you're trying to protect Nyx? Or is it this? Or is it that, Miss de Raval? What is the answer? Quickly.
Exactly. That was interesting. Also, yeah, Margarita was kind of giving very Blackberry vibes in the sense that, yeah, I mean, I'm very close to you, Nyx, but I still said your name because, I mean, choices.
It's the truth. No,
Yeah.
I appreciated where everyone was coming from in this. And it's like, it didn't seem like anyone was taking it super seriously, except for Alexandra. And so, I appreciated that, people were taking it in stride, except for Alexandra. And it really, everyone was kind of taking it very cool, very lovely, very wonderful, except for Alexandra.
Except for Alexandra.
Except for Alexandra.
Alexandra just was very hot because she was baking her buns during her 2 looks during one episode. She had an S out on her runway during the roast and after the roast. So, of course, she had to be like...
Well, and then she had to use it in the lip sync, so,
Indeed. She had to be pretty guessed about it.
Very that. But, speaking of the lip sync, we should talk about some results here. We got our very obvious, clear, and distinct top 3 for this week. Kadia, Margarita, and Satine. And our winner, I think our very clear winner, very happy, is Margarita!
Second win.
Yay!
Very deserved.
Yay! I love it. I love it. I love it.
I love it. I love it.
Now I have that song stuck in my head. Thanks, Kylie Minogue. Shout out to Kylie Minogue.
And shout out to Chara T for a great impression of Kylie Minogue as well.
Indeed.
And shout out to June Jambalaya and Maddie Morphosis for doing a lip sync to that song.
Yeah. An OSHA violation, according to me.
And shout out to Down Under Season 2, where basically every lip sync was by Kylie Minogue.
Yeah, and one of the few of them were great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
And Starstruck was really great.
Yes,
so, yes.
I agree.
Because you had like 3 lip syncs by Kylie that season.
Literally.
On 8 episodes.
Literally. So if those were the top 3, then these are the bottom 3. What?
Oh my god.
Alexandra, Nyx, and Daphne have fallen into the bottom 3, but don't you worry, there's half a heart to give out. And even though Faran was there for this episode, she couldn't give it out herself. I thought that would have been really cute, actually.
That would have been really cute.
Just bring Faran back out to physically give her half heart to Satine, because we all knew that's what she was gonna do.
No, but
here you go, Madre.
Yeah, I feel like doing it on the magic mirror, I feel like is really cute because also it's the queens right after they leave. It's their thoughts, feelings, and emotions right after they leave.
Oh, agreed.
Also, applause for Satine for getting two complete hearts.
Full hearts. 3 people. No, 4. No, 3. 3 people.
Yes.
3 people
out of 6 eliminations, 3 people gave her their heart.
Jesus.
Because only Margarita, Laka, and I think it was Nick?
and Satine. That's it.
Oh yeah, was
Because
it just
2
those
of
3?
the eliminations were Kalia. Because
Yes.
Escándalo and Eva had to jointly
they
decide.
And they gave the full heart to Margarita.
Oh, they gave it to Margarita. You're right, yeah. And then Kalia got the other half from Denebola. And then everyone else gave theirs to Satine.
And then everyone else was Satine.
So, you know.
Yeah, I wonder who's getting Miss Congeniality this season.
Hopefully not Satine, because she makes it to top 2. Let's hope.
Yeah, because we want her to win.
What happens if the 2 most likable people, Satine and Margarita, are the top 2? Who gets Miss Congeniality at that point?
Well, nothing states that it's against the law. That's one of them.
Do we have a first Miss Congeniality and winner?
Yeah,
because we've come close. Because we've come close 3 times.
Yeah,
with Nelenia, Nina Flowers, and Safira Cristal.
Yeah,
I could see it.
And Bimini was a fan vote. Miss Congeniality as well.
I think if they were to do, if it were to be like in a hypothetical scenario, which would be my ideal scenario at this point, I'm gonna be honest, of Satine and Margarita as the top 2 of the season. Who else could it be? I think at this point, probably Denebola, to be honest with you.
That's who came into my mind as well.
I would say Denebola. I would say, honestly, Ava.
Yeah, I think Ava.
I would say as well.
Or Crystal.
I knew this joke was gonna pop from one of you two. I was sure. I was waiting for it, literally.
What about La Escándalo? I think La Escándalo would be a great pick. Anyway.
Sorry. There was an obvious low-hanging fruit joke there, and I took it.
I mean...
Aren't all of your jokes low-hanging fruit? Anyway. So yes, Madre gets a full heart, shocker. She can't use it on herself, and she can't use it on Fedon this time because she got it from Fedon. She can't put herself in the bottom this time. So, what does Madre do? She saves Nyx from certain ultimate death.
Yes, but the way she saved her was it begets repeating.
Yes.
Because that was phenomenal. She said, "Oh, at this point, I'm thinking about myself and Alexandra. You're the strongest of these 3, so I'm saving you, Nyx." And Nyx was like, "Thank you, I guess."
Thank you.
It was so backhanded. Mother was literally mothering so.
Gagged. Absolutely. And I was just as gagged when we get our bottom 2 here, Daphne and Alexandra, lip syncing to La Original by Emilia, because if y'all are watching all the drag right now, you will know La Más Draga just did this song 2 weeks ago as a lip sync song. So I'm like watching this episode. Let me set the scene. I'm watching this episode on my couch with my roommate, and the song comes on, and I didn't clock it immediately when Supreme said it. And then the song title pops up, and it's La Original.mp4. And it's such a specific title that does register in your brain. And I'm like, wait a damn minute. And then the song starts playing, and I'm like, wait a damn minute. And then it gets into the chorus, and I'm like, wait a damn minute. Huh? If I had a nickel for every time a Spanish-speaking drag program had a lip sync to La Original, the MP4, in the last 2 weeks, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a whole lot, but it's kind of surprising it happened twice. So shout out to Daphne and Alexandra for this lip sync, as well as big shout out to Axela DeVille and Nyla Downs, 2 of my absolute favorites from La Más Draga Season 7. If you are a fan of Drag Race España and you are not watching La Más Draga, I sincerely I implore you, do yourself a service and go watch La Más Draga, because the drag is fucking spectacular. The drag is impeccable. The drag is fierce. And those two that did the lip sync to La Original as well, Axela and Nyla are two of my absolute favorites on this season, and they are incredible. Now, the lip sync was something that they did over there. I will not comment further. They certainly they participated in that lip sync, certainly. This lip sync though, baby,
Fuego.
I wish. Now, I need another lip sync to Fuego by Lenny Furera. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I need another one. I need it again. I'm sorry, but baby,
that was the actual Fuego.
I wish they had another double save. I wish they had another double save. I know this would have been Alexandra being saved in a lip sync for the 4th time, and I understand that in a row. And I would not have been mad because genuinely, these two bitches worked their pussies out on this motherfucking stage on this occasion. This was one of the best lip syncs of this season. I loved every fucking moment of it. It was so sickening.
I mean, Harry's face says it all. Yeah. Calvo had facial expressions even more telling than Cristal during the roast. It was everything. Yeah, I mean, it could have been easily a double save. I mean, the only thing was that Alexandra has been her 4th time in the bottom, and just track record wise, it was kind of obvious. Plus, Daphne, probably by the sheer curiousness of what she will do her only 2nd time, and she lip synced only once for the win in the very first episode, so it was like 2/3 of the season ago. It was like very fresh. Some stuff she could have done, like pirouettes, and especially shout out to Misty Phoenix from Drag Race France from jump splitting from a pirouette, like in a ballet stuff, in the ballet shoes, all the way to her crotch. And yeah, Daphne did what needed to be done, but otherwise it was very, very close. It was such a great, and even we got a confession from Laka saying that of the 4 Alexandra lip syncs, this is her favorite, and she was like killing it.
Isn't it kind of wild? I was going to point that out as well. Isn't it wild that for me, at least, Alexandra's lip syncs have kind of gotten better?
I totally agree.
Like it's almost like, and they've all been great, but each one has gotten better over the course of the 4 episodes in a row that she's lip synced. Like this was my favorite as well, but each one has gotten sequentially better as she's gone on in each episode. It's kind of wild to me how that happens.
Yeah, she's like really now she's really lip sync assassin. I mean, the girl told us for after her first lip sync, but now
she was not lying.
She wasn't lying. She's working 6 nights a week in Barcelona.
She is working. Trabajo 6 días a la semana en Barcelona, and she said so. And we were wrong to deny her of that.
Yeah.
And not believe her.
It was giving just the slight upsetting feeling afterwards is like after Lana and Sam's lip sync to Dua Lipa, because you could see that it was also Lana's best lip sync, and track record just came into play at that point.
At Final Six, that really it is that like Final Six lip sync. You know what? We just had that happen. You know what? We've had that happen 3 times. If I had a nickel for every time we had a very disappointing Final Six elimination after a phenomenal lip sync this year, I'd have at least 3 nickels. I can't think of any other examples because we've had Lana, Jure, very unique and different. We had Bonnie and Clyde, and unfortunately here we lose the lip sync assassin of Drag Race España season 5, Alexandra de Roval. I am heartbroken. I'm so upset. I'm disappointed. But I seriously agree. It really is those Final Six lip syncs where it's really like sometimes it comes down to track record, and so, like it can be just a fucking phenomenal lip sync. And it's that is at least the 3rd time this year. I kind of want to go back and see again even like I'm trying to think in my mind very quickly of other top 6 lip syncs this year where maybe they're, because it's at least 3 times this year.
Yeah.
The final 6 of Slash, and I think there was Yuha versus Kiana.
That was a great lip sync at 4 nickels. I've got 20 cents now. Like it's just
Yeah,
top
All Stars
6
wouldn't
lip-syncs.
count. Yeah. All Stars
Yeah,
2 and All Stars France don't count. What
I
else?
think it was. I know it was. I thought I was 6th place. Was it against Poseidon? I think.
Yeah.
I
So it was the lip sync.
believe so.
I don't
Yeah,
think that
because
was
Adora
bad
definitely
decision.
went 6th after 2 wins, so it was very Bonnie situation, basically.
Was
I think it was either Poseidon or Ruby, but I can't remember.
It was Ruby.
Maybe.
Okay.
Adora and Ruby was a great lip sync. 5 nickels. Jesus Christ. Like it is top 6 lip syncs this year are just absolutely killer, and we lose some absolutely phenomenal queen. Top 6 this year. Can we talk about 6th place queens this year? Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously though, Lana Del Rey, Bonnie and Clyde, Adora Black, Yua, Alexandra de Laval, like come
Cam
on.
Hugh.
Cam Hugh. Oh my god, Cam Hugh. Oh my god. Like, damn.
And then you have Irene / Daya / Harry / what's
Who else lost in that first round?
it was Irene, Daya, Kerry, and Aja.
Yeah.
Yes.
What a sickening selection
Of maybe
queens.
top 6.
Of Anastasia
Of 8
Beverly
to
Hills
6.
Cosmetics and iconic queens. Jesus, yeah. Damn.
No, 8th to 5th. Yeah, 8th to 5th.
They could all be 6th, hypothetically.
Yeah, we should make a separate video for top 6 queens this year by the end of the year.
and none for Mistress Isabel Brooks. Anyway, Alexandra
She was 9th.
and none for Mistress Isabel Brooks. Alexandra de Laval has
Though
been
she was
eliminated.
26.
26. Shout out to Perla. I love you, bitch.
We love you.
And we love Alexandra. Bitch, I love this bitch so fiercely. This is one sickening bitch. And I knew that from the Meet the Queens. I just, like, her drag is just so sickening. She is such an incredible performer and such a sweetheart, such an absolute angel. She better get that All-Stars call. She said it. I'm going to say it. She better get that España All-Stars 2 call. Because I know for a fact, after working 6 days a week in Barcelona and getting this opportunity on Drag Race, I think we're going to see some phenomenal, incredible growth from Alexandra after this season. And I cannot wait to see what she has in store after this season. Easily one of my favorite queens from this season by far. And like this cast is just so sickening as well. But Alexandra has really, really touched my spirit in such a beautiful way this season. And I absolutely adore her. So yeah.
Of course. I'm just kidding. I mean, yeah, I loved it so much.
Not that.
No, absolutely. Yeah. For me, you personally know that in the beginning, I was not that living for Alexandra, but over the course of the season, she has grown me so much. She's really very cool. And yes, with 26 and 6 nights a week, like in Barcelona, she's ready to go not only on España All-Stars, but let's hope that our collective wish of like Spain versus the world, like España, Spain language All-Stars.
Drag Race Mexico Latino Royale.
Yeah, Mexico
I would
Royale.
love to see it.
Please go.
Latino Royale.
Yes.
Drag Race Mexico, Latino Royale, come to the front. We know y'all are still motherfucking casting. We know y'all are still casting right now. Put Alexandra de Laval on right now.
Just imagine them together with Horacio. Just imagine what a pairing there will be on the same season.
We will thank you, and we will tune in. I mean, we're tuning in regardless, but we will tune in spades if you put her on your season. And you know what? You know who won España All-Stars Season 1? Drag Sethless. You want to know what placement she went home in on her original season? 6th. I'm just saying.
And we will thank you in spades, clubs, hearts, and diamonds. Swords,
Correct.
cups, and coins.
Correct.
Great joke. Yeah.
We love you, Alexandra. We love
And
you.
One very last time, the editors, when she already finished her departure and monologue, the editors popped in here the audio clip of her saying "Trabajo
Trabajo
6
6 días a la semana in Barcelona.
Barcelona."
I loved every fucking minute of it. You can tell that the editors and the producers love her as well, and you can tell she'll be back 100%. She'll be back. I have absolute faith she will. Hopefully for Latino Royale. I would like to see it.
Indeed.
But I lost part of my draft team. I had Alexandra, and I love her. I love her so fiercely. But I did lose my dear sweet Alexandra here. It has not supplanted me from my placement at the top of this draft, though. Thankfully, I've still got two draft team members, and I'm very thrilled about it. But Lana is still unfortunately in third on 64.5 points. River is catching up to me in second place on 74.5, and I am in first still on 79.5 points. So it is still anybody's game going into the semifinals of Drag Race
The
España.
makeover.
Makeover.
Which can go
makeover.
either way.
Makeover.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
With these 5 queens.
Exactly.
It's like let's just hope for one thing. When they come back into the workroom after Alexandra's elimination, they will say that they work 6 nights a week in Barcelona.
I hope they all say that they work 6 nights a week in Barcelona. I will say I am worried about my draft team for next week's challenge.
Oh, because you've got Margarita. Who have you got?
Margarita and Daphne.
Ooh!
Yeah, it
I'm worried.
Sorry. I would be too.
Yeah, I am. I am hoping to scrape through next week. That's what I'm hoping for. We'll see. But yeah, we will see what happens. I'm certainly intrigued to see how this will go. Regardless, we'll be back here talking all about it. So, thank you so much for joining us for this lovely, fantastic, and wonderful episode recap for episode 8 of Drag Race España season 5. Make sure to check out our Look Over Here episode where we will talk about our beautiful, lovely runways from this week. And in the meantime, check out all of the other drag content we have going on this channel. Make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when we put out all of our lovely, beautiful, and fantastic content, especially for Drag Race España on Mondays and Tuesdays. And make sure to check out our merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link is in the description below, and that beautiful QR code right up there in the top right corner, right next to Micha for this entire recording. And with all that being said, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. So, adios. Bye. Make sure you go work 6 days a week in Barcelona. Cheers.